On the evening of April 20th, 2011, the Hilton Hotel in Washington was brilliantly lit. The American political and media elite gathered together for the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner, a signature showcase of political humor. All spotlights were focused on President Obama. With his trademark composed smile and sharp wit, he commanded the stage. But that night's focus was not only on Obama himself, it was on the target he had carefully chosen: Donald Trump, who had publicly questioned his birthplace. Trump was also present that evening. Obama glanced toward him and said, "Recently, he's been getting a lot of attention. Republicans have finally found a candidate they all agree on. Someone who thinks the president was born in Kenya." The room erupted in laughter. Cameras turned to Trump sitting below the stage. Though he tried to maintain composure, his awkward, polite smile and uneasy posture in the crowd made him look somewhat like a clown. But Obama wasn't done yet. He continued, joking that the decisions on these shows are tough, but Trump will solve all our problems. After all, the ratings for The Apprentice have been slipping. Then, the screen showed a photoshopped image of a Trump White House resort and casino. Each line of mockery cut like a knife, aimed precisely at Trump's pride. After the dinner, when faced with probing questions from reporters, Trump appeared magnanimous, claiming he wasn't bothered by the jokes and even said Obama seemed like a nice guy. But at the time, many saw it as a forced smile of helplessness. After all, as a political outsider, Trump was in no position to compare himself with the immensely popular Obama. Yet among all Obama's jokes, one line would later prove prophetic. He's getting a lot of attention, because just 6 years later, Trump would stage a stunning comeback, becoming Obama's successor. Trump's political advisor, Roger Stone, believed it was that very night that Trump decided to run for president. If Obama represented the rise of an ordinary man who became an elite, then Trump was born into privilege. As the heir to a real estate fortune, he was far from a brainless rich kid. A graduate of Wharton Business School, he expanded the family empire after taking over, building Trump Tower in the heart of Manhattan and branching out into casinos, airlines, and professional sports. He was also a master of self-branding, making cameo appearances in Hollywood films, publishing the bestseller The Art of the Deal, and producing and hosting the reality show The Apprentice, whose slogan "You're fired" became a national catchphrase. More importantly, Trump was not one to crumble under pressure. In the early 1990s, his rapid expansion collided with an economic downturn. His casinos went bankrupt multiple times, and his personal debt reached billions of dollars. Yet through complex debt restructuring, asset sales, and relentless self-marketing, Trump pulled through, even being dubbed the king of debt, reframing bankruptcy as smart business strategy. From this ability to redefine failure as success, one can glimpse the always-winning rhetoric that would later dominate his presidency. Trump's knack for branding and marketing himself condensed into a powerful message: the ability to survive adversity and turn defeat into victory, laying the foundation for his political rise. On June 16, 2015, Trump officially announced his candidacy for the 2016 U.S. presidential election. His campaign was steeped in populism, declaring, "I will be the greatest jobs President God ever created, and make America great again." Thus, the now famous acronym MAGA was born. His speech was bold, direct, and highly controversial, quickly making him the center of media attention. He also used social media, especially Twitter, to communicate directly with the public, bypassing traditional media and shaping an image of himself as a truth-teller, defying political correctness. This stood in stark contrast to the cautious language of establishment candidates. During the Republican primaries, Trump faced a divided establishment field. Though party heavyweights like Mitt Romney and John McCain criticized and opposed him, Trump leveraged his strong grassroots appeal and media influence to defeat major rivals like Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, and Ted Cruz, securing the Republican nomination in May 2016. This outcome shocked Washington, seen as a victory of grassroots populism over elite politics. In the general election, Trump faced Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton, former First Lady and symbol of establishment politics. Clinton had deep experience and a formidable fundraising machine. But Trump's team exploited her vulnerabilities, the email scandal, paid Wall Street speeches, and amplified them through social media. FBI Director James Comey announced, just days before the election, that he was reopening the investigation into Clinton's emails, only to later reaffirm the original conclusion. Even so, the episode was seen as pivotal to the election outcome. Does this all sound familiar? That same political outsider who was mocked by Obama and Hollywood celebrities just years earlier was now orchestrating his revenge in his own unique way. On November 8, 2016, the results shocked the world again. At age 71, Trump won enough electoral votes by narrowly taking key swing states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, defeating Hillary Clinton to become the 45th president of the United States. This victory was described as a political earthquake, a populist backlash against globalization, a disruption of traditional campaigning in the social media era, and, for Trump personally, a revenge against Obama and the political class he represented. Obama could never have imagined that the real estate tycoon he once mocked would rally vast numbers of middle and lower-income Americans and become his own successor. Nor could he have foreseen that Trump would seek to dismantle his legacy entirely. The first target was Obama's signature domestic achievement, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. It was the crown jewel of Obama's domestic policy and the ultimate target of Republican opposition. For Trump, repealing it was not only a campaign promise, but also a personal repudiation of Obama's accomplishments. Within hours of taking office, Trump signed an executive order directing federal agencies to ease the burdens of Obamacare. Soon after, the Republican-controlled Congress began efforts to repeal key provisions through a budget reconciliation process. In May 2017, the House passed the American Health Care Act, which slashed Medicaid and eliminated the individual mandate. Though the bill ultimately failed in the Senate, Trump refused to give up. Even without new legislation, he moved to undermine Obamacare through executive power, cutting outreach and enrollment funding, shortening enrollment periods, loosening short-term plan rules, and eliminating subsidies meant to stabilize the insurance market. Premiums rose, enrollment plummeted, and after 4 years of relentless assault, the law, once Obama's proudest achievement, was left in ruins. Trump's reversals extended beyond domestic policy. On June 1, 2017, he announced that the U.S. would withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement, the only nation to do so. This stunned the world and completely negated Obama's leadership in global climate diplomacy. The Paris Agreement and domestic environmental regulations had been deeply intertwined, both seen as key pillars of Obama's legacy. To Trump, however, they were job-killing disasters. Domestically, he repealed the Clean Power Plan, relaxed coal and industrial emission limits, weakened fuel efficiency standards, and opened more federal land and offshore areas for oil and gas drilling, while streamlining environmental reviews. Though widely criticized as a rollback of decades of environmental progress, Trump not only avenged Obama but also fulfilled promises to his base, the working-class voters of America's old industrial Rust Belt. On foreign policy, Trump was equally ruthless in dismantling Obama's legacy, especially in the Middle East. The centerpiece of this was his withdrawal from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the Iran nuclear deal. During his campaign, Trump had denounced it as one of the worst deals ever made and a symbol of Obama's weakness. On May 8, 2018, defying allies' warnings, he announced the U.S. withdrawal and reinstated severe sanctions on Iran, accusing Tehran of violating the spirit of the deal and pointing to its fatal flaws. This move completely overturned one of Obama's most important diplomatic achievements, escalating tensions across the Middle East. These seemingly reckless actions were not merely acts of revenge. They reflected Trump's governing philosophy: America first, economic nationalism, and unilateral conservatism. Thus, the conflict between Trump and Obama was not just personal. It symbolized a deeper struggle between two Americas, two ideologies, and two visions for the nation's future. But this fierce revenge came at a great cost. It deepened America's political polarization and social division. Trump's confrontational, provocative governing style sparked unprecedented resistance from Democrats and progressives, while widening the gap between parties, races, and classes. By the time Obama left office, America was already wounded and divided. Trump's arrival only rekindled old animosities, turning personal vendetta into national trauma. His attempt to erase Obama's and the Democrats' political legacy became a war that transcended individuals, one that reshaped America, disrupted the world, and left lasting scars on history.